the Library Board of Trustees meeting to order. We'll now proceed to item 2 on the agenda, the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Massey, you are a military individual. Would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Massey. We'll now proceed. I'm going to skip over the call to the public and go back to it. We're going to go to item 4, discussion items on subcommittees. We've asked Mr. Massey to come here to make sure that we get this right. And Mr. Massey, you can approach the podium. Mr. Vanderbilt, you had questions, concerns. Now's your time to address them.
Mr. Massey.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, the question is, we have a Centennial Celebration Committee formed, and we're meeting. And the question we all have is, does this committee fall under the requirements of the open meeting law?
My opinion is no for the following reasons, and I would appreciate if we kind of clarify nomenclature. So you're calling it a committee, but I view it more as a subcommittee. So the board itself is created by order and resolution from the Board of Supervisors and the City Council. And so when a advisory board is created by a public body, that advisory board is covered by the open meeting laws. But then when there's a very informal subcommittee of the advisory board, and I understand that the subcommittee isn't really going to bring back, recommendations to this board, but is more in the nature of just liaison with the library director, kind of find what's going on, making sure information is flowing from this board, and community events. And so in something like that, I look at that as being very informal, and therefore no, and then of course it's going to be 4 members, so it's not a quorum of the board. And so for that reason, I believe that the open meeting laws do not apply, and I understand that was a concern because of the logistical difficulties of complying with notice and things like that. So on those understandings of the facts, that's what my opinion is based on. But if the facts were to change, then I'd have to kind of come back and maybe revisit my opinion.
Okay. Well, thank you. Frankly, that's the answer I was hoping I would hear. Because as a volunteer, I consider it very onerous to have to draft minutes and present minutes and call an agenda and publish an agenda and all the rest of that malarkey. So, yes, thank you very much. Now, what this subcommittee will be doing is the meetings we've had so far, 2, maybe 3, are basically study sessions. We just throw out ideas. They're not structured. We don't have a Pledge of Allegiance. We don't have a roll call. We don't do any, but we do keep a few notes of who attended and what the themes were that we discussed. And I imagine eventually when we actually come to establish some proposals of the events for the Centennial Celebration, we will bring that to this board for formal approval. If we need to invite someone, this board will do the invitation. We'll do any of the formal work will be done by the standing board here.
I think that's fine.
Hold on. Mr. Vanderbilt, have you concluded?
I have.
Okay.
Then my question is...
Hold on. You're next. None. Ed, you're next. Veronica?
Sorry for speaking out of order. My question is this. Brian has been open in inviting the rest of us to attend those meetings, to participate. And if that happens, then you've got a quorum issue.
Then we have a quorum.
So the rest of us cannot attend these meetings.
That is correct.
Okay.
I would not be comfortable having a quorum at the meetings, but you have these meetings every month. Is that correct?
With the exception of July.
Yes. So hopefully, whatever is being conducted at these subcommittee levels can be, brought back and discussed periodically here. So it's not designed to exclude anyone. But yes, if there's a quorum, then then that's just a workaround from the open meetings laws. And so if we can keep it to 4, that would be great.
Veronica, anything else? Juanita? Jerry?
Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this the whole board then?
No, we're missing one.
We're missing, okay. So 4 is, yeah. 4 is not a quorum then.
Okay. Jerry?
No.
Okay. Mr. Massey, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman.
We'll follow through your instructions. Mr. Vandervolt is the chairman of that committee, so he has now what his legal parameters of that or what to do.
Right. And then my advice would be if anybody wanted to, communicate to the subcommittee, probably through the chairman at a public meeting, and just make sure information flows, but, at the public meetings. Appreciate that very much.
Massey. Yeah, we know you're extremely busy, so we put you on top so you can get. Thank you, Mr. Massey. Thank you. Okay, we finished with item 1 under agenda item 4. We're going back to item 3, the call to the public. Danita, is there anybody to call to the public?
Not at this time, Chairman Barona.
Then we're going to back to item 4, number 2, main library security issues. Danita?
There had been none, but as of Sunday, the main library was broken into, hardware was stolen, the skylight fixture was broken, a staff phone was stolen, police report was made, and an insurance claim has been started. That's it.
Okay. Marva, let's start with you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns?
I couldn't hear all of that for one thing.
You want her to
Difficulty
repeat it?
hearing Denise.
You can
Yeah.
repeat it. Go ahead and repeat it.
The main library was broken into on Sunday.
Okay.
There were hardware was stolen. A metal fixture from the skylight was also broken. A staff phone was stolen. A police report was made, and an insurance claim has been started.
Marva, do you have any questions now? Ed?
My understanding is that there is some suspicion that it may have been an ex-employee of the library. Is that
Yeah, but that's not appropriate for you to
explored?
answer here.
Yeah, I am not in.
I think
There's a police investigation going on. Other than that, I do not know.
let the police investigation go through and then we can. Is that all, Ed? Veronica?
Denisa, I know we have a security system, and at one of the police, when the police presented to us, one of the issues that there had been that even the train going by was activating the alarm system. Now, clearly, someone breaking in, is that because there was nothing on the skylight, or what is the situation with the security system?
There are no security cameras on the roof or on to come in through the roof. So that was an issue. That there was security cameras, and IT did get pictures of the suspect, and the police have that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Veronica? Juanita?
Yes, I wonder if it will be possible to have a report from the police when the investigation is finished here at the board meeting.
Yes.
We'll put that under security issues when it comes up in August. If you have the report, we can pass it out there. Jerry?
Did you say that there were computers stolen also?
Yes. My computer was stolen. The senior librarian's was stolen. The circulation computer was stolen. Three from the public, and the laptop.
So about 6,
7. Mhm.
7. And what time did this happen?
This happened Sunday evening.
And then the alarm didn't work, or it didn't work because
It did.
It did work. Okay,
Mhm.
then the police were there shortly thereafter, I guess.
Yes.
Anything else, Jerry?
No, well, what time did it happen? You said Sunday evening?
I'm not sure. It's Sunday evening. The times vary between 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, so not too late.
Anything else, Jerry?
No.
Brian, did I get nothing? Okay.
No, I do.
Oh, okay. I didn't get, okay, cool.
Excuse me. Okay, Denise, I imagine this is impacting everybody's work proficiency, efficiency in the library. Do you think it'll be a while before you're up and running back at full speed, or how soon will you get your new computers? And all
We have new computers already. IT was great. They installed them yesterday, but just working up on the backup files, that might take a couple of weeks.
Right.
But everything is working. Like the libraries are open, we're functioning.
And
It's
have
just
you got the computers back for the public? The 3 that were taken?
no. Those will take a while. Maybe in 2 to 3 weeks.
That's important. Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on to item 3 on the agenda, Centennial Celebration. Mr. Vanderbilt.
Thank you. Well, in your packet, page 1, 2, 3, you'll see my few notes from our meeting of May 18th. As I defined this as was a study session format where we're just throwing out ideas. And that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to solicit more ideas, and we're going to begin to I'm going to ask the members to begin to define the ideas we already have, because I want to keep this moving forward. So if we're planning a grand opening, let's talk about how we're going to do that. I want to define it so we can every month we can take a few steps forward. Now, at the meeting on May 18th, there were 5 board members there. I've just looked at my list, so we're going to correct that in the future with the knowledge that we received this morning. So we won't intentionally be violating any laws. It was unintentional. But I'm always happy to see everybody's participation. The last thing I want to say is we are still looking for teenage members, any high school members. That's something we really want. And unfortunately, with all the gray hair in this group, we just don't know a lot of teenagers. So if anybody has any suggestions of a student that you think would like to participate, and we're scheduling their meeting on Wednesday afternoons because we thought that would be the most convenient for a high school student. So we're wide open for any suggestions on teenage members.
Well, you were a school board member in Rio Rico. You have access to the principals there. You know the principals, they can give some recommendations. The same here in Nogales, high school, middle school. Principals, go talk to them and see if there's some of those kids that are interested.
I'll do that.
Does that conclude your report?
It does.
Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Go ahead, Veronica.
Brian, given that we have the issues with quorum, and I had hoped to attend some of the meetings because I'm very interested in what's going on. What is the easiest way for us to communicate to you? Any ideas?
If I may respond, I think if a board member, if we have 4 established members and more want to come, you are very welcome to come and sit and listen as an observer, but not participate. You'll be just like an audience, as if we were having an audience out here.
Yeah, but you just asked us for suggestions, so that's my question. How do you
If you have suggestions, just email them to me or put them in writing. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Regarding high school attendees, it could be possible that some senior could do this as a project, you know, and be more involved and then write it up or whatever and get credit for it. You know, that would be one possible suggestion.
Right.
To get that word out.
That's been mentioned.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, I do have a concern about the emails now. And you're getting away from, I know the structure is set for the celebration committee, but that doesn't relieve you of your responsibility as a member to this board and the open meeting law with email. So please keep that in mind. We don't want a thread going out to all the board members of what you're talking about like that. I mean, if it's just going to be one person and it's just between you two, but keep in mind, you're still a member of this public body. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
I think we're concluded with that agenda item. Let's move on to agenda item 4. Discussion of possible action to approve the minutes of May the 11th. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes of May the 11th as presented.
I move that we accept the minutes. But there will be one correction, was the spelling of Lynette Redmond's name. It's L-I instead of L-A.
Okay, Marva makes a motion to accept the minutes
With
of
that
Wednesday,
correction.
May the 11th with that correction. Did you get that correct? Okay.
Second the motion.
Second by Brian Vanderbilt to accept to the main motion. We'll now move on to discussion. Is there any discussion of the main motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We'll now move on to item 5, media release project. Nan requested this. She's not here, so we're going to table this to our meeting, our August meeting, okay? Item number 6, main library drinking fountain restroom update. Danitza.
The restroom and the drinking fountain are available to the public. Just wanted to let you know that when the water pressure goes down, it's because the water system in the library is connected to the library park's water system. So when they clean the park, the water pressure goes down in the bathrooms. And if that happens again in the future, we will close the bathrooms. And as staff has told patrons, there is a reason why if that happens. Also, we are also having incidents once again with patrons showering in the bathroom, in the men's shower. So when we do close them, like staff has told the patrons that do come in, we do let you know why we're closing them. We're not closing them for no reason. There are reasons. And right now they are up and running. Same with the drinking fountain.
Is that it?
That's it.
Jerry?
No questions.
Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. Let's move on to item 7, the library budget update. What happened, Danitza?
The meetings took place 2 weeks ago. The tentative library budget will include a full-time employee for Rio Rico / a floater employee. And there will be a centennial celebration fund. The $10,000 will be in there, and that's for the general fund. For capital expenses, there will be main library renovations. Under those, it's going to be a staff bathroom, carpet replacement, and the main door will be replaced so it can be compatible, ADA compatible. There will also be some shelves that will be replaced at the branch libraries, and 2 AC units will be replaced at the main library because one just broke down 3 weeks ago. That's it.
Okay, seems you felt pretty successful?
Yes, it was 2 good working sessions with mayor and council and the rest of the department directors and city management. It was very positive.
And Mr. Kissinger was very positive with all of these requests. He supported them.
Yes, he was very supportive.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Brian?
Mr. Verona, I expect that your positive influence on the city fathers was responsible for some of the success of this budget, and I want to thank you very much for that.
Any other comments, concerns?
Yes,
Ed?
I just want to congratulate Denise on the work and thank the city for the support and going from there. All the library branches benefit.
Anybody else? Okay, let's move on to board reports. Current events, summaries must be brief, and there cannot be any proposals, discussion, deliberation, or legal action taken. Juanita? Do you have any reports, board reports?
No.
No? Okay. Veronica? Ed?
All I want to say is my apologies to my colleagues in the Friends Committee. I had a medical condition I need to attend, and we had to postpone our meeting and reschedule it for the 23rd of the month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marva? Brian?
I'd like to report that I attended the meet and greet in Sonoda yesterday, the reception for the outgoing librarian technician. Is that the correct title, position? And the acknowledgement of the new employee, Lynette, correct? And I went specifically to meet the new one and to thank the outgoing one. I spoke with about 3 or 4 patrons of the library, and I took time to take them over to the diagram of the expansion, the renovation of the building, so they would be cognizant of what's going to happen. And I tried to talk when it's going to happen. I told them it would probably take 2 years, be patient, but we were taking steps forward, albeit very slowly. I was really glad I went. I talked to Valerie Hing, who is the assistant technician there, and I asked her, I've known her for 30 years. She was a reporter at the Nogales International when my wife was editor. And I asked her to work on the history of the Sonoyta Library because she said that you remember when it was a bookmobile. Before there was an actually physical library, there was a bookmobile that came to Sonoyta. And then I asked her if she remembered the librarians or the technicians that had worked there, and it sounded like about a half a dozen, although one did work for 17 years. Oh. So I'm going to encourage her and remind her to work on that history for the Centennial Committee.
That's great. Nice historical background.
Thank you.
Jerry?
No, nothing.
Okay. Let's move on to item 6, Library Director's Report, Telescope Workshop. Danita.
I will have Denise talk about the next 2 items.
Okay. Danita.
Good morning. Library staff worked with the Hilltop Gallery staff. The telescope workshop was up there on one of their hills, so we were able to see down to the city. It was we had kids show up. The moms were also really surprised. So I didn't know there's like an angel statue around one of the hills up there. So we were able to see that. The kids were really thrilled to be able to see through this telescope, and they want to go ahead and keep working with it. They're really smart. They wanted to see the stars. So we're working with something to possibly do something during the night with them and look at the stars. The summer reading program is going great. We have a lot of good participation. We're getting, this Thursday is the firefighter program. So you guys are more than welcome to join us. They're going to go ahead and talk to them about the importance of not playing with fire. They're going to give them also some brochures about the importance of not like getting close to the pools, the drowning and all that type of stuff. They're going to get wet, and then we're going to wrap it up with the pizza party. So it's going really good. We've been having a lot of positive messages from the patrons that they're happy that we're starting our programs up again.
Good.
That's it.
Okay, that covered the reading program too with that. Okay, the both of them. Okay, Brian.
Excuse me, question. My granddaughter's a patron of the library. Is she coming? Is the firefighters this afternoon or tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. Tomorrow
it's not
at 3.
Today, because she was going to come today.
No, it's tomorrow at 3.
Good thing I caught that. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow at 3.
And then something else I want to mention to anybody who's interested in astronomy, that in these mornings you can get up at about 4:35 and see 5 planets.
Oh.
You can see Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, and if you're really astute and think you're standing on one, you see the 6th planet.
Oh.
So
well, you can help us out if you'd like with the telescope.
I have a telescope, and
because I had never seen the telescope, and when I went up there, it was during the day, but it was really nice to see all those pinpoints that the staff put on them. So it was really nice.
If you can help them out, Brian, bring your telescope and help them out.
Thank you.
Okay, on the library's director report, does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, future agenda items. Juanita.
The security report will be covering the theft, so I think that will be on with the security in August.
All righty. Veronica?
No.
Ed?
No, I'm good.
Marva? Brian?
Yes, so our next meeting will be in August, and by then we will have a formal budget approved. Could we please have copies of the budget for the board members?
Okay. You want to put that as a agenda item there to present the formal budget for the...
Yeah, a brief, would be good. We could have a brief review of it and a copy in our hand. I think
she'll present it, and maybe you can do a screenshot on it there, Danita, and go over it item by item, so if anybody has any questions. We'll get that. Anything else, Brian?
Not till I walk out, then I'll think of some more. Thank you.
Jerry?
No, nothing.
Okay. The date of our next meeting is August the 10th. It'll be at 10:30 here. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting at 10:56.
I move that we adjourn the meeting at 10:56.
Second the motion.
Second.
Motion by Juanita, seconded by Brian to adjourn this meeting at 10:56. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
So you have a telescope.